Morning students, in our last class we have discussed the dipole moment, which is the measure of the polarity of the covalent bond. The covalent bond, which is formed by sharing of electrons, right, it develops the partial positive and a partial negative charge due to the difference in electronegativity between the two bonded atoms. If it can happen with the covalent bond, that is, a partial ionic character can arise in the covalent bond. So, similarly, in an ionic bond which is formed by complete transfer of electron between the two atoms, there a partial covalent character can also arise, right? So today we will discuss about the partial covalent character of an ionic bond. As I said just now, that ionic bond is formed by the complete transfer of electron from one atom to the another atom, and hence the two oppositely charged ions formed are held together by the electrostatic force of attraction. Now we are going to discuss that how the covalent character or a partial covalent character arises in an ionic bond. Now students, let's take an example here that if we have A plus AB is an ionic compound. AB is an ionic compound, right? Here, this is positive charge and this is negative charge. So we have a cation and an anion, right? So here, these are two oppositely charged bodies or ions which are held together. Now we'll consider here that when a cation is positively charged, cation will attract the electron cloud of anion, that is here B, right? So here the cation is A plus, so anion B toward itself. As a result, the electron cloud on the anion get distorted, right? It result in the decrease of magnitude of negative charge on anion and decrease of magnitude of positive charge on cation. Hence, the neutralization of charge takes place. Or we can say that the partial covalent character arises. Right, students? So in an ionic bond, a cation is going to pull the or attract the electron cloud of the anion toward itself. So what will happen? The electron cloud on the anion will get distorted. It result in the decrease of the magnitude of the negative charge on the anion and also decrease in the magnitude of the positive charge on the cation. So what is happening here? Since the decrease in the charges occurring, so we can say that there is a neutralization of charges which is taking place. Hence, the ionic character is going to show a decrease, or we can say that the partial covalent character arises. Right? So here we are going to get three words. The process occurred is called the above process or phenomena is polarization, right? This is known as the polarization, and the ability of the cation to show or to cause the neutralization or to cause the distortion of the electron cloud of the cation of the anion is called as the polarizing power, and that of the anion will be known as the polarizability. Right, students? So we are going to get one word, but we have come to know what one word, that is the polarization. That is the tendency of the phenomena, the complete phenomena of decrease in the ionic character or introduction of the partial, we can say, covalent character is known as polarization, and the ability of the cation to cause the polarization is known as the polarizing power, right? So here the ability of cation to cause distortion of electron cloud of anion is its polarizing power, and the ability of anion to get polarized, or we can say to get its electron cloud distorted is its polarizability. Right, students? So this is about the polarization. So we have got polarization, polarizing power, and polarizability. So the ionic bond can also get a partial covalent character introduced into it. Right, now we are going to discuss the Kazan rule, which guides the partial covalent character of the ionic bond. Right. So let me first try to get you through through a diagram here. That if this is a cation, this is a positive charge, and here is the anion. This is B negative. What will happen? That the A positive, that is a cation, is going to just pull the electron cloud of B negative toward it. This is actually the bond which I have shown here, right? So if it is A plus, here, and this is the electron cloud, which is first, we can say, just dispersed or centered around B negative, or that is the anion, right? When it will come near to that cation, what will happen? There will be distortion, right? That is, now the electron cloud will be little bit distorted toward the B negative. As a result, what will happen? The magnitude of of the electron cloud over the atom B is going to decrease. That is the decrease in the magnitude of negative charge. And since the electron cloud are getting shifted toward the A positive, that means it will decrease in the magnitude of positive charge also. Right, student? So as a result, what will happen? The both the magnitude of A positive, magnitude of cation, and the magnitude of anion in charges is going to decrease. Right. Now, the first thing which will come before we discuss the Fazan rule is that if the size of cation, or we can say the magnitude of cation is large, the positive charge on cation is large, what will happen? Its tendency to pull the electron cloud toward it is going to increase. So we can say that greater the charge on the cation, greater will be the polarization cost. Right, students? Similarly, larger is the anion. If anion is larger in size, its electron cloud will be that much away from the nuclei or the nucleus of B. So hence, it will come more under the influence of cation. So hence we can say that larger the anion, larger will be the distortion of the electron cloud, and hence more partial covalent character will arise. Right? So let's discuss here now the Poisson's rule. So it's very important, and this rule has been applied to solve the conceptual questions, which is based either upon their ionic character of the salts, right, or it is based on their solubility in water, and many other such questions are also based on the Poisson rule. We are going to discuss the Poisson rule, and first we will discuss the first factor, right, that is the small size of the cation. Now students, if we take two examples here, one is lithium chloride, another is KCl, potassium chloride. Now, if a question comes that we have to just predict that which is more ionic in nature, or which compound is more ionic, right, or which have got the more ionic character. So when we are discussing this, we have to go through the generally what will happen. Yes, this is metal, this is also metal, this is non-metal, there is a non-metal. We'll say it's an ionic bond formed. That's correct because the ionic bond is formed. But we have to predict that which has got more ionic character, or reverse we can say that which has got more covalent character in it. Right. So here we will compresses the halogen. That is, we can say the anion is of same size. There is no difference. Here it is also chlorine. Here is also chlorine. So the difference will lie in the cation part, lithium and potassium. So you know that in the when we move down the group, right? Lithium and potassium, they both are alkali metals, right? And they belong to group 1. Now, if we compare the atomic size of lithium and potassium, students, which is smaller in size, right? Which has got which is smaller in size. So, as we move down the group, size is going to increase. So, lithium is smaller in size, right? So, if it is smaller in size, what will happen? That it is going to its nuclear charge is going to be more effective. This one, lithium chloride, right? So if it has the smaller size, then what will happen, student? That the electron cloud, it is going to pull the electron cloud of the anion more toward itself. So that means it will have more polarizing power. Right, students? So smaller the size of cation, right, we can say that more is going to be the covalent character. That means we can say here more ionic is KCl, right? And the covalent character is in lithium chloride. So we can say here that smaller the size of cation, more is its polarizing power. Now, the size of anion also plays a role here. So second is the size of anion, right? Whose polarization is to be taking place. So let's say take an example of sodium chloride. Okay, now here we will take the example. So I'm putting the same exact difference in the size of cation. So let it be lithium fluoride, lithium chloride, lithium bromide, and lithium iodide. Now student, here you can see that the cations are same but the difference is in the anion, right? So if you see here that the size of anion is going to increase. So here we are discussing about more covalent character. So students, here the size of anion, where the size of anion is more, it is iodine, right? Iodide ion has got, or we can say this I negative has got is bigger in size. So what will happen? It will come more under the influence. This electron cloud will come more under the influence of the cation. So it will be more polarized, and hence the we can say the more covalent character will be of lithium chloride. So we can say here that larger the size of anion, it its electron cloud will come more under the influence of cation, and hence greater is its polarizability. So distortion will take more, and hence greater is going to be the polarizability of the, we can say, of the anion. Now student, the next factor is the charge on the cation and anion, right? This was the size of the cation and the size of the anion. Now next is the charge on the cation and anion. So here we can say that greater is the charge, the charge on cation and anion, more is the polarization and hence the partial covalent character is more, right? If the magnitude of the charge, right? So here you can just also write here magnitude of the charge of the cation and the anion. If it is more, students, then what will happen? The tendency of the cation to cause the polarization and the ability of the anion to get polarized is going to increase, right? So let's take an example here. Now if we compare the sodium chloride NaCl magnesium, right? If we compare NaCl, magnesium chloride, and let it another week, aluminum chloride, AlCl3. NaCl, MgCl2, and AlCl3. Now you have to just think that which will have more covalent character in it, right? Sodium chloride, magnesium chloride, and AlCl3. Now, what's the difference here? The anion is same, it is Cl negative, but the difference lies in the cation. Here, Na has got univalent charge, magnesium has got divalent, and this is trivalent, right? So, if you compare the charges, which one has got more charge, that is aluminium ion. So, hence the polarization caused by the aluminum ion will be more, and hence the covalent character of the compound is going to be more of the aluminum chloride. So here AlCl3 has more covalent character, or we can say among the three, though that is formed by the transfer of the electrons, but the partial covalent character introduced will be more of the aluminum chloride. So its covalent nature is going to be more. Right now, student, the same will be for the anion case also. Now, if the partial covalent character arises, it is going to affect the physical properties like melting point, boiling point, solubility, right? So, and you know that the ionic solids, they are soluble in the polar solvent. But if covalent character will arise, right? If it will have more covalent character, student, at that time, what will happen? That the solubility of that solid, which has got the more covalent character in it, is going to decrease in the water. So if we compare the solubility of these salts in water, which is going to be more soluble in water, it is sodium chloride because it has got more ionic nature in it, and aluminum chloride will be less soluble in water compared to these three. Now student, next is the electronic configuration, right? The next factor which is going to affect the polarization is the electronic configuration. Now students, generally what happens, we have got the metals with the configuration of 8, that is they have got the noble gas configuration. Now there are certain elements which has got the pseudo noble gas configuration, that is they have got the 18 electrons, right? Now the elements which will have 18 electrons in their outermost shell, they will cause the polarization to greater extent, right? Yes. So here the electronic configuration, as I'm saying that if we compare copper chloride CuCl, right? and sodium chloride. So if you compare these salt, this is copper chloride, this is sodium chloride, both are having the same anion. Now the difference is going to lie on the cation. So we will check the size, the copper and the sodium, they have almost similar sizes. So the difference here is, if you check the charges also, they both are univalent, right? They are univalent ion, they are almost similar in sizes, right? So here the difference is going to lie that the sodium, by forming the compound, has got a configuration of 2 and 8, right? Whereas the copper, by, if we just write the configuration, so it has got the 288 configuration. That means it has got the 18 with 18 electrons in the noble gas configuration. So the cation which get this pseudo noble gas configuration, after forming the after forming the ionic bond, right, they will have more ionic character, more covalent character. So here CuCl will have more covalent character, right student? So these rules, or you can say these factors, that is the size of the cation, size of the anion, the charges on the cation and anion, right, and the electronic configuration, these all together formulate the Fazan rule, which help us to predict the ionic character of the partial covalent character of an ionic bond, right? And these all factors help us to solve that which compound, ionic compound, will be more soluble in water, which will have higher melting point, right? And other conceptual questions also. Students, please go through these very properly, and then after that I will be giving few conceptual questions for you as a homework, and so try to solve them out. Okay, thank you.